How's it going, beautiful people of the internet? This is GaijinGary, and we are here with a review of the HyperX Cloud Stinger headset. Now, the HyperX Cloud Stinger headset is the headset that I'm currently using right now on my dome. So a little preliminary information about this headset. The reason why I wanted to talk about it was because I have audio equipment. I actually have stuff that records, picks up audio really well, such as this Rode Procaster dynamic microphone, which I use for podcasting. And this thing you could use as a club to protect yourself in case of zombie apocalypse. And it's got some heft to it, okay? And this thing does really good audio. The reason why I do not use it for the stream is because I'm usually in my chair, and I'm just kind of like moving around a little bit, and with a dynamic microphone that is placed in a stand, you're going to have to be in close proximity to it the entire time when you're streaming. And when I game, I like to kind of lean back, relax, instead of having to crane my neck forward into a mic and talk into it, and having to keep that as another processy in my head to like, oh yeah, I have to make sure I have good posture with where my face is compared to where the mic location is. So having a headset, I can move about a bit, I can lean back, lean forward, still talk, and it'd be good quality. So modification I did to this mic when I got it was I added a little foam windscreen here. I used to make lapel microphones, and one of the items that I had ordered previously were these little foam windscreens, and this did help cut down on plosives a bit. So something to look into if you do have a Cloud Stinger X or HyperCloud X Cloud Stinger headset. So I picked this headset off of an individual secondhand. It was new in box and it was at a discount. So I paid about $46.50 US or $33.50 US or about $46 Canadian. So 34 bucks US, pretty good. I saved about $22.50 US off retail. Brand new in box, hadn't been opened prior to me getting it. Something about the mic in terms of when you get it is that along the top of the ear cups there is actually a protective sticker, because there's like this shiny black plastic, and for some reason they decided to cover that with like some protective sticker. You could take it off, you could leave it on, you could do whatever. However, it is there, and it's very awkward in terms of like how it is, because like you're not going to be like shoving your hands up in there the whole time, you know what I'm saying? So there we go. Let me get back into the Twitch channel to see about the chat. So anyway, here we go. Yep. And so something I did with my mic, because I did not enjoy how it sounded coming from factory, is that I EQ'd the mic. So I have a Yamaha AG06 USB audio interface, and it comes with software where you can add some adjustments to the EQ range. So I am going to there's a button, handy little button on the mixer, which allows me to turn on the EQ and turn off the EQ. So this entire time I've been speaking with the EQ that I made for this mic and applied to it, and this is what my voice sounds like with it off. So this is how the Cloud Stinger headset sounds, how the mic sounds from it when you get it from factory. And for $33.50 US, this you can't really ask for much if you're paying that little for a headset brand new. So I decided to add an EQ, and this is what it sounds like. And now we are back to my audio with me with the EQ applied. And let me show you my settings. Here we go. Okay, so here I have the Yamaha AG DSP controller program software open, and we're going to be up in here doing talking about the EQ. So over here on this side we have a compressor that we can adjust. The ratio for using a compressor that I've always used, that I was recommended, was 4:1. If you do anything more than 4:1 ratio on a compressor and you do hit the compressor, the audio is not going to sound very accurate, or it's just going to sound like weird. And then I set my threshold to -9 decibels. So there we go. All right, so we have a high pass filter. We have and then we have 4 different points on the EQ range that we can adjust. So my high pass filter is set to 20 hertz. The first point of adjustment that I made to the EQ was at 80 hertz. I added 8 decibels with a Q value of 0.20. This gives a lot of body to the low end, and it kind of beefs up your voice, gives it a lot more bass, because the mic audio coming out of the box is like super thin. The second point I dropped is at 1200 hertz, and I dropped it to -9 decibels and with a Q value of 1.0. And what that does is that it helps take out some of those weird kind of Skypey tonality frequencies, and it helps with kind of making, at least for my voice, making it sound more accurate. Our third value our third value here, let's say 3800 hertz, okay? And I dropped it just to -1 with a Q value of 0.20. I wanted to kind of curve up a little bit off of the second adjustment point. And then something that I like to do with all of my EQs is I like to give a high shelf. So when I'm in Adobe Audition and I do a high shelf for the My Anime podcast episodes, I set my shelf fairly high in the frequency range. I believe it's, if I can remember without looking at it, I want to say 15,000 hertz. But over here, I set it to just, let's say, 10,000 hertz. And we have +6 decibels applied to it. And what that does is that it gives not an airy sort of audio tonality to the signal, but it does give, it sounds more natural. I totally just blanked on like the term that a lot of people use for a high shelf, but high shelves are a high shelf is great in EQs to give sort of a natural tone to your voice, instead of making it sound like you're talking through a microphone. Although it does sound like I'm talking through a mic, it's a lot better than what this is right now. So with the EQ, I can give you guys better, at least audio quality coming from myself, and then we'll see what's up. All right. Other parts of this mic, the drivers, I believe they're 40 millimeter drivers. They could be 40 millimeters. Yeah. For the audio quality, for $34 headset, a $34 headset, it's really good. So I have for the podcast, when I master the audio, I use Audio-Technica MX50s, M50Xs. And they're not flat frequency curve. The Audio-Technica M50X does not have a flat frequency curve. However, it's flatter than a lot of other headsets out there. Now this headset, The ear cups are nice and comfy. They're over ear headphones headset versus on ear with the cups, and I've been using them to game, to listen to music, to watch movies on my PC, and in the evenings when I don't want to like play loud sounds coming from my computer and like disturbing my neighbors. So I want to be a good neighbor, so I use a headset. And I cannot complain about the audio quality coming from these drivers. Like if I were to put, if you said these drivers came with $35 headphones or a headset, I'd be like, no way. Like these definitely sound like drivers that might come in like an $80 headset. So you're getting a really good bang for your buck in terms of the audio quality that you're hearing out of the headset and the drivers. So that has been my little review on the Stinger, the HyperX Cloud Stinger headset. If you would like to pick one up, in the US, I think Amazon, I could not find any sellers via Amazon in terms of like Amazon itself selling it through HyperX. However, there is they do have a large line of headphones or headsets coming from HyperX, and the one that a lot of people are praising highly are the HyperX Clouds. And then they have the HyperX Cloud 2 that came out. And apparently the mic on that is a lot better than the Cloud Stingers. And I believe they retail for around $100. And for $100, I would definitely expect a lot better audio quality in terms of like coming from the mic. Anyway, if you're looking for a budget headset and you have an AG06 or an AG0, I believe a 3, definitely apply an EQ to it. There are programs and software available for the PC where you can actually EQ audio from a mic. So if you do have a headset and you are not the happiest with the quality coming from the microphone, you can download said programs and software to go and EQ your microphone to hopefully make it sound more accurate to your voice and make it sound extremely flattering. Okay? Alright, anyways, that has been my review. I will be back later today with a we'll be disassembling a GameCube controller. We'll be disassembling a GameCube controller. We'll be cleaning it out, and we will be seeing if it like makes any sort of difference. I have an appointment to head off to like in 5 minutes, and then I'll be back and I'll be getting that all set up. An issue that I had with why I couldn't stream earlier was because of this guy. This is a little microphone handle with a threaded end, and this threaded end is the same size threads that you would use on, say, like a camera, on the bottom of a camera, bottom of a webcam. And I was looking all over my apartment for this guy, and what happened is that you're thinking about things. You're like, hey, like, I'm gonna need this tomorrow. I'm gonna need that this weekend. Like, I definitely know where it is. I went to go look where I thought it was not there. And I spent last night about an hour and a half. I was tearing through storage boxes. I was going through like drawers. I was going through everywhere that I think it could have been. And it ended up being at the place where I originally had it, like the first place I looked, because I was like, oh, it's definitely inside the right drawer, the dresser drawer in my room. And that's the first place I looked, and that's where it was. And the reason why I couldn't find it was because it was like under like a piece of paper, Like, and I was all like, you got to be kidding me. Like, I found it today, and Lord, like, if you ever are looking for something and you definitely knew where you put it last and it's not there, look again. Like, look really hard. Just like stare at it. It's right in front of you. Okay. All right. Anyways, I'll catch you guys later, and we'll see what's good. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Drink your milk. Run with scissors. Okay, kids. All right. Have a good one, and I will catch you in a bit.